Shaman Jeff here at the Village Mystic, along with the ancient crystal skulls, Aska and Zadka. Have one of my favorite anomaly stones here with me, 17,000 years old, believed. And of course surrounded by this divine connection with this beautiful amethyst. And I was working out some cards earlier, and we have a lot of new toys in this week. Don't forget that we're having a big event on Saturday. The sparkled haired girls will be here, fairy haired girls, and we're also going to have some nice t-shirts, and so we've got a lot going on. We welcome Nicole and Marta. And we have a lot of new merchandise that's going to be on sale. We're going to have Jerry from Sea Breeze here, Jerry Shell. So it's going to be fun. It'll be a great day. I have put before you 3 stacks of cards. I have put before you 3 crystals. After you're focusing in on these crystals, and I tell you a little bit about each crystal, don't forget to also send in your questions. We do answer a question or two before the evening's over. And so, moving forward, our first stone that I'm going to show you, all of these are new, all of these are going to be out this weekend. This is a beautiful peach moonstone. Each one of these stones are going to be relevant to the card that's underneath them because of the energy they give off. So I just want you to see what stone you feel is pulling you without even knowing what the properties are at this point in time. We'll explore that in a minute. Here on the middle pile, look at this Jimmy piece of blue kyanite. Very spectacular, very high end, very neat energies, and it's got a little bit of quartz with it, but just a beautiful stone. And something we haven't had in a long time, we have blue smithsonite. Very beautiful energy with this stone. It'll be fun talking about the properties of it. Now I want you to feel which pile or which stone is calling you. The stones call us. We've discussed this before. We don't actually pick the stones, and so you'll be drawn to the stone that's going to work with the card under it. And a part of this is also learning to trust your intuition. Nothing will shut off your intuition quicker than the lack of trust. To have others challenge your intuition will take away from you, whether you realize it or not. It does move away from you. And so it does require faith, and it does require trust in that wisdom. For those of you who felt compelled, drawn to the peach moonstone, moonstone is a stone that clears your energy field constantly. It can enhance your psychic abilities because when you clear the energy around you, you are less likely to get confused. And so it opens up those energy fields and it will enhance your intuition. Being as it's the peach color, of course, it's also going to be working with loving energy, which was part of the theme that I was picking up from the cards that were there earlier in the night. And so from this first deck, we picked the River Queen. this particular card represents the water, and it shows you flowing through the water, but in this particular case, you do not have a boat. And so without the boat, you are at the mercy of the water. However, the River Queen is not going to let you go under. And so you have that protection over you. And so the River Queen is watching out for you. One of the things when I was younger, I always scuba dived, and I was looking at going to Australia. I wanted to go dive this place called Menai Pass, where this water rushes in and then rushes out. As that water's rushing out, it's rushing through a closure of rocks with an opening. And you have to lay perfectly still because the water will carry you past the rocks, and it will carry you around the rocks as long as you let yourself flow. So one of the messages of the River Queen is to let go. It's to trust, and it's to allow yourself to move through life like the water, flowing, not worrying about the rocks that are around you, but flowing. And so it was a beautiful type dive where on the other side it opened out into a beautiful panorama in which the larger sharks and the larger fish would come shooting in to get the bait fish. And so you got to see all of this majestic behavior. And so the River Queen is about letting go, not to get caught up in the little strangles there or the little troubles. Next, we have the blue kyanite. Blue kyanite is a stone that never needs to be cleansed. It is a stone that you can work with the third eye. It's great for astral projection. It's great for working with out-of-body experiences. It's a very high elevation stone, and it helps to decalcify the pineal gland. And so it does help open the third eye. This particular one has got a beautiful spray. It's got nice energy there. And underneath it, what would we have that would possibly work with the kyanite? And the card is the fox. In Native American legend, the fox moves swiftly, and the fox moves without being hindered, and it has to move swiftly to remain camouflaged. And a part of its camouflage is it's able to make quick decisions. And when the fox appears in your cards, it can mean that somebody around you is hiding something and you're going to realize it, and you're moving quicker, and so you'll find out. Or it can mean that you yourself are hiding something and you have to be very swift in order to keep it hidden if that's what you're trying to do. And so the kyanite does keep you from holding on to things, and it keeps you, because it never needs to be cleared, it keeps you moving forward at a rapid pace. And it's a very fast energy. It's a higher energy working with one of the upper chakras. And the third stone is a beautiful piece of smithsonite. Smithsonite is a hard stone to get a hold of. I haven't seen it in a few years. But smithsonite, regardless of the color, it always goes to the heart. It's a very soft vibration, and it's very healing for the heart. And depending on the color of the stone, which I've seen this in purple, I've seen it in pink, I've seen it in green, I've seen it in blue, I've seen it in an amber color. It's many colors. I've seen it in a goose grease color. Some of them are very rare, some of them are very expensive. But this one's going to bring clarity, and it's also going to bring that healing aspect to the heart. And what would be underneath it in the aspect of the heart? Tonight it's the Lover's card. Now, the Lover's card is the energy that moves you beyond your old boundaries. There is nothing stronger than love itself. And love is the one energy that can give you the strength to move beyond your old boundaries. It can take you past fear, and it can take you past worry. And if we're going through life creating our own reality, would we rather create from that place of love, creating what it is we want and walking in that harmony and peace? Or would we rather walk around being discombobulated and fighting against ourselves, giving energy to fear, worry, lack, and creating those things we don't want to create? It's your choice. I get a lot of questions sometimes that have different answers because it is free will, and it comes down to you making your own choices. And if you have to ask me the question, it tells me you're not being firm enough in your answer. And so it's leaving it wide open. So whatever gets the most energy is what's going to be created. It's all about your choices. Did we have any questions?
Sue from Chicago had asked, what exactly free will was, but you answered that, so that was the only question we've had so far.
Free will is something the Creator gives us. And the minute a reader tells you you have to do something, that this is what you need to do, or I'm being told you have to do this, they're out of integrity. Because if the Creator gave you free will, me as a reader, who am I to tell you what you have to do? I can't speak for the Creator. I can only love you along the way and see the mistakes that you might be making and give you advice. But I never tell anybody what they have to do. It's up to them to whether they even choose to listen to that advice. And I don't judge it one way or the other. And that's honoring your free will. That's honoring your free space.
So Valerie had asked, let me see, how to not have your energy taken away after a breakup, and how can you help heal your heart a little bit faster?
One of the biggest problems with breakups are the things that we hold on to that still affect us. When we hold on to old issues without forgiveness, we are doomed to repeat those same issues. And so the most important thing of any breakup is to bless the being, bless their path they're on, and perhaps be glad it's not yours. Love, light, and distance is sometimes appropriate, and it's okay. Saying I forgive you doesn't need to be said to the other person. It's you forgiving what's inside of you that you're holding on to. And it's more important that you forgive yourself and that you forgive those aspects of yourself that are holding on to something from the past. And so it's appropriate to use like selenite to cut those cords. We're going to have selenite on sale, large selenite rods for like $10 this weekend, as well as the other sales that are going on, but they're great for cutting cords. And if you cut the cord and at the same time say, I forgive and release this person, then that helps on the subconscious level, letting go of those things.
So Danny had also asked, how can we cleanse our energy on a daily basis?
There's a lot of different ways of clearing your energy. We talked about working with moonstone. Moonstone is a stone that keeps clearing your energy. Tomorrow night, don't forget we've got a meditation, and during any of the meditations, you'll find that we go through some of the clearing processes and some worst case scenarios. let's say you really feel like you're being dumped on, you got a lot of people angry at you, or you've got somebody very jealous of you, that's all negative energy. And it's all going to gather, and those like seeds can gather around you. In worst case scenario, you can always take a cleansing bath. Take a full cup of apple cider vinegar and a cup of Epsom salt and put it in the bathtub. Make sure you submerge yourself completely and do that 2 or 3 times, and then allow yourself to air dry rather than to towel dry, because the cleansing effect will linger. But cleansing should be somewhat maintenance daily. There should constantly be a few minutes to take out the time to meditate, take out time to see if there's anything bothering you. As an empath, it's very important that you know where you are mentally, physically, because you can take on other people's energy around you. But if you already know what your energy is for the day, you took a few minutes to examine yourself in the morning when those shifts take place, you become aware of it. And then you can thank yourself for letting yourself know, your body, thank it and say, it's not mine, I release it. The cleansing should be an ongoing process, because it does help us to connect with our higher self and to walk with greater spirit and with greater integrity. Did we have any other questions?
No, that's it. But Colleen did say that she's listened to the 3 meditations and they've helped with her anxiety. So that's wonderful, Colleen. And just keep in mind that every Tuesday night live on Facebook, we do our weekly meditation. So, and you can also go back onto our Facebook page and re-listen to those meditations, because they're always up there.
And so don't forget, tomorrow night we've got a really nice moon to work off of, and so we're going to be utilizing that energy in our meditation. So we'll go a little bit deeper than we sometimes do. Don't forget about this weekend. Like us, subscribe, and if you wish, make sure you share this with others so they can have the same enjoyment and pleasure of coming out and partying with us, because it does turn into a party, with Jerry Shell being one of the ringleaders there, making beautiful music, and then there's always music in the store, and it's a happening event.
Yeah, and 2 of our customers, Nicole and Marta, will be there. First-time vendors. They've got a new business, Paws Under the Moon, so that'll be fun for them. So hopefully everyone can come out.
Thank you. Have a great night. And flying foxes are almost like a bat, so you got a flying fox coming at you, and the bat is always about rebirth. Keep that cleansing going on. It's so important to not get caught up in old energy. And here comes the fox. Have a good one.